uniform to give my whereabouts. To have to like let them know where you are for 1 hour of the day, and if you're not there in that 1 hour of the day, you get like striking at your name. So if you get one straight, you have to start providing more information.
Right.
So, and I couldn't, the system was so slow and updated, and I couldn't remember how to do it. Just like, I had a drug test last night.
Where? At home?
Yeah.
How did that go?
No, the funniest thing that I was like, you know, I think I'm pretty good at it now. Doing the sample, and so I finished giving my sample, or was halfway through providing, but I filled enough.
Yeah.
So I'd put the beaker thing, and you got a lid for it. And so I was like, oh, I'll put the lid on as I finish going to the toilet. And I pushed it on, hands so through it. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, is the sample big? And I'm like, oh, trying. Yeah. Anyway, so that was my drug test last night.
Nice. So why have you come here on your own? Is it to get away? Is it to focus?
Yeah, it's just so that there's not another layer of things that I have to handle and deal with. Why would you make something that's already hard more difficult? That's what I like about my sport and about training, that pursuit of perfection. Ask me in 6 months, but you know, when I compete knowing that, you know, I've trained harder than everyone else, and usually my competitors know that as well. So when it comes to race day, usually I have very little concern around what I'm going to do.
So how are you going with getting back to that elite level of training? Is it going well?
Well, I'm not crap. I'm just not as good as I should be. But there's something in the combination of my size, you know, my hip width, and my proportions that just work for what I do. Now that I have to do shorter events, I really have to modify the technique that I have to suit those events. So this part here is called the catch. And then like all the way to the catch is the recovery. So I'm actually usually there when I start to catch here. Like so my other arm's above the water, which is just like, you can see how it's kind of a bit odd. So I have to now initiate here, which I've never done before, when this hand's coming out of the water there, which is right for sprinting. And so you kind of throw yourself up over the top. Maybe it's true that this whole thing will take longer than what I thought. 18 months of training might not be enough to make the Olympic team. Maybe what I'm attempting is impossible.
And the winner of Australia's most popular male Olympian is Ian Thorpe.
The Young Australian of the Year is Ian Thorpe.
The Telstra People's Choice Award this year goes to Ian Thorpe.
Everybody makes swimming look so easy. His name is Thorpe, the greatest that we've probably ever seen.
He's a very good media performer. I think he's astute. He gets the media. The intrigue and the mystique and the aura has made it, we want more, we want more.
We noticed the BRW quoted Michael and Susie and Ian all being around the $1.2, $1.3 million earnings in sponsorships.
One of the biggest criticisms from the Australian public has been sometimes Ian's been too manufactured and too silky smooth in his delivery. Night, Angels.
Night, Thorpe.
I think I grew up a little bit too quick. When I was 15, that was on the street, that level of recognition and, you know, people, you know, wanting to have a chat, you know, autographs, photos. I don't know if I was ever excited about it. If I was out in public, more often than not, I'd have my head down to try and avoid people recognising me.
Adoring fans are nothing new for Ian Thorpe. but he says two admirers carried the devotion too far.
With the actions that these people actually took place, the police were concerned, and when the police were concerned, no, I was also concerned.
He's not a bloke's bloke. He's not your cardboard cutout Aussie bloke.
How's the girls' scene going?
I wish it was going a little bit better than what it is. I don't have a girlfriend at the moment, unfortunately. I would love to be able to meet a girl and to actually have to introduce myself and say what I do.
What about marriage and kids?
I want to be married with 2.3 kids.
Do you sleep with men or women?
With women.
You sleep with women?
Yeah. The first time I heard about it, I think I was 15, like that early. A lot of gay men were putting out posters of me. And, you know, at the time I was like, yeah, it's a compliment. It's just that being asked about it, just gets annoying. I think in some ways people feel threatened by me because they can't define exactly what I am.
While he has the world at his feet, life at the top is taking its toll.
I'm very paranoid about everything now.
You know, I didn't like that, you know, I'm being talked about all the time, that my life, you know, became a soap opera. I false started at the Olympic trials and was disqualified from my favourite event. My close friend Craig Stevens had to give me his place so that I could race.
The decision I've made is to stand aside in the 400 freestyle in the hope that I'll get to see Ian swim that race on the final of day one of the Olympic Games.
I felt an immense amount of pressure to have to win this race now, not for myself, but you know, for Craig, for the team, and you know, it made it difficult.
Clean start. Thorpe up very quickly here into his stroke. Hackett with him. Keller in lane.
I didn't hate swimming. I hated what was around swimming. I hated that everyone kind of assumed that I just win, that it was easy for me, and it's not. It's tough.
Hasn't lost for 6 years. Hackett's very close, really close, closing. Thorpe and Hackett is going to be a touch. They hit it. Thorpe's got it. What a race. Hackett second and third Keller. 1-2 for Australia. And Thorpe wins his 4th gold medal at the Olympic Games and joins Murray Rose, Betty Cuthbert and Dawn Fraser as the only Australians in all sports in 108 years to do it.
Ian Thorpe is a true champion. Look at the emotion. He knows how hard the last year has been for him. He's done it. An absolute legend.
Never seen him like this. I mean, he's in tears, basically.
Pronto, come stai? Bene, bene. Ok, perfetto. Ok, ciao.
Oh, Phil. Yeah, I'm not going crazy.
So why are you here in Switzerland?
Because of the coach. Simple as that.
If you can manage the balance, you will do minimum strokes.
Gennadi's a Russian-Australian who is, I think probably, well, I think he is the best sprint coach in the world.
When you put yourself on a wave, like the surfing, to catch this, you must relax your hand and put yourself on the wave.
Oh, I'm competitive. I won't let anyone beat me in training anymore. Become very competitive. I'll do a set and Gennadi will bring in like rounds of swimmers to try and beat me. It'll be like bringing, you know, some fresh young swimmer to try and race against me, which, you know, this has been good for me to get back, you know, feeling competitive.
Sport is not training. Sport is a racing. And a lot of people say about, oh, You must train hard. You must do this. You must do this. You must race well. But what you need